The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Take 3 Wrestling Podcast coming to you July 13th, 2023. I'm Ernest E.J. Christian. Right now, this is a two-man week for the time being. It's me, it's Big Jim. And I got to change that, by the way. It's not your birthday anymore, buddy. Got to change the...
yeah, that was 70.
How's it feel being 38 today? I mean, this week.
I mean, 38 is no different than 37, really. It's I don't have a great answer, but
just wait till you cross 40. Wait till you cross 40 years old.
Yeah, I think 40. Dude, honestly, I had the weirdest time with 35.
Really?
Because and I'll tell you why. Because it was the same, like after 30. Like it's in the middle. So I was as close to 30 as I was to 40, and that was weird.
Yeah,
like I was 5 years past 30, but I was 5 years away from 40, and that fucked with my head.
Wait till you get to my age. You're only 5 years behind me, buddy. Only 5 years.
So you're 43.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
May 1st.
Okay, so you already had it. So I am 5.
Yeah. So, no Mike tonight. Mike is in Vegas. Well, Mike did say on the text that he's 99% sure he won't be here, but of course,
I think we're safe to say he's out, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I told him it's enjoy in Vegas.
Yeah,
also,
man,
Joe, what
he hopped on Huddle Up last night. So
he did. He sure as hell did hop on there last night. Oh my lord! Did you see that face?
He was on the fucking high horse.
Yeah.
Between Cheech Bernier and my drunk brother, that was an adventure.
Your brother was drunk. Yes, I knew it.
He was hammered. I can tell when he's drunk. Like he because he doesn't get a lot of chance to talk about sports.
Yeah.
He will like to almost filibuster, but when he gets drunk, gone.
By the way, Joe will be here in a couple minutes also too. He already texted us saying he'll be in. Just walking his dog real quick. Today's show should be a good one. We got a couple good topics here today. What if Cody Rhodes' story does not finish? What if the ending that we think we're going to get in the next year or so doesn't happen? We'll discuss that. I don't know if you guys were watching following the Kevin Nash LA Knight. I won't say it's a battle because it's really just Kevin Nash's. It's really just Kevin Nash's opinions right now on LA Knight. Is the criticism of LA Knight warranted from the WWE legend? And Joe has a nice topic here today, basically saying name a wrestler and what animal you think they would scare away. He'll name a wrestler and Joe. I swear, Joe.
Wow, I love it. I love it though.
Joe's creative, man. You got to give him that. I think
there's going to be a week where I'm going to let intern Mark pick all the topics for 3CT.
Dude, intern Mark is one of a kind. One of a kind.
It's always an adventure.
I'm telling you, man. And of course, Wrestlers of the Week. As of course, we'll be going through that as well. First topic is really yours, man. We can kick it off and then discuss that.
Yeah. So I mean, when you look at this Cody Rhodes situation, and it was last year we kind of had this belief that when he returned at WrestleMania and he had the program with Seth, and we thought, it's going to be the summer of Cody. It's like the summer of Lex, but better. He's going to go to SummerSlam. He's going to dethrone Roman Reigns. He's going to win that. He's going to win the WWE title. Like, he's going to be world champion. He never got to be that in AEW. Like, you can't write a better story, right? Like, you can't write a better return to the WWE. And then he goes and fucking tears his pec. He's gone for a year. Roman's fucking God run. Cody comes back, wins the Royal Rumble. He's going to finish the story, right? And that's when we started hearing about this. Finish the story. I'm back again to finish the story. And the story in this particular case is winning the title that Dusty never won, the WWE title. Now the undisputed universal championship, the black and gold belt that Roman wears.
Intergalactic something.
Yeah, the intergalactic champion of the universe.
Yeah.
But of course he loses, right, at WrestleMania. Now it's the discussion, and I've seen it from people, is okay, well, maybe he'll go and win it at SummerSlam. Well, that ain't gonna happen, because now it's the Bloodline Civil War, and it's gonna be Roman versus Jay, and we're gonna get Brock versus Cody 3 at SummerSlam. Well, then it's, oh well, maybe it'll be Royal Rumble, or maybe he's gonna carry the story out to WrestleMania again. Well, okay, that's all well and good, but let's start putting these pieces together, because he won the Royal Rumble this year. Okay, he was entrant 30.
Yeah.
Wins the Rumble this year. Is he gonna win? He's not. Roman's not dropping the title at Royal Rumble. Okay, if it's not at SummerSlam, and spoiler alert, folks, it's not going to be.
Yeah,
it's at WrestleMania. Okay, so if it happens, it'll happen at Mania, I think.
Yeah.
Now, is Cody going to win the Royal Rumble again? If you say no, and you say that, let's just pretend whoever wins the Royal Rumble, maybe it is Gunther, that Gunther picks Seth Rollins or whoever the WWE World Heavyweight Champion is, because that's the belt on Raw. How does Cody, a Raw superstar, get to Roman on SmackDown? Right? It starts to become a little complicated. Now, again, we've already seen Raw superstars on SmackDown guys on Raw, people coming from NXT up. Carmelo Hayes has been on Raw, and people are going down to NXT. So I get it. Like, we had a draft, but we're not totally holding to it. But how do we get Cody from Raw to SmackDown? And then, like, are we like, or is it just going to be he's going to be calling Roman out from Raw, and Roman answers on SmackDown, or Heyman comes to Raw? I mean, if we get another Heyman versus Cody promo segment, I'm on board. But
of course,
how do we get there?
I mean, when there's a will, there's a way. I mean, the champion can cross. Can cross whenever he wants. I mean, he's a SmackDown a roster member, but it's not like we've never seen other champions cross.
Yeah,
branch before. So maybe it's Roman that goes out and says, you know what, I'm bored. I don't know. I'm not saying use that angle necessarily, but I could see a scenario where Roman or Heyman gives Cody another chance, or something. I don't know how you write it into it, of course. But it feels like that's the only, at this point, that's where we're going right now, at least. Because I mean, obviously this Brock feud is supposed to fill time. We all predicted this, that it'll fill time between the spring and the summer, and then he'll go from this to something else.
Let's give that credit.
Yeah, it's been great. Absolutely, it's been fantastic and written well. But you still have time between SummerSlam and Rumble into Mania to fill in, and I don't know how you do that. You get him involved in the world title mix with Seth. I mean, we've done it already. I mean, and honestly, that I think that's should be set for the Gunthers of the world and the Seths and the Bobbies of the world. I think Cody's his sights should be on the title, and on.
I think Cody will win the World Heavyweight title one day.
It's better when,
but that's not going to be the first title that he wins. Like,
you think you'll win a U.S. title maybe, or I don't know.
Not maybe at some point. But to me, like, but the to me, I think the crowning achievement and the purpose of, not the purpose of the return. The return is about, and not to steal the line, but is finishing the story of in his career, returning to WWE, but doing it his way. Like, you go a couple years ago, even when the American Nightmare debuted in Impact Wrestling, I don't think we ever thought we were getting back here, right? His freaking music is basically a middle finger to the McMahons. Like if you really listen to the lyrics of the music, it's a middle finger to WWE and the McMahons, and the fact like he's bringing that in is fantastic. But here's the thing, like I'm just looking at the scope of WWE, and there's part of me that's like I don't know if the closing shot of WrestleMania 40 is Cody Rhodes standing in the middle of Lincoln Financial Field with that title. And what if he never does? Like, that's a question I think needs to start being asked.
That's sort of something to think about. I mean, maybe the story gets pushed back another year. Maybe because again, we've been teasing this for the last couple weeks on the show now about like Roman's streak and the amount of days a champion, and Hogan is definitely in. If he surpasses Hogan, but that will take us past WrestleMania 40 to do that. You have to go to September 2024 to get to that point. So if the company prioritizes him passing Hogan's streak, obviously, which I think they do, to be honest with you, I think there's some thought that they want him to pass Hogan. Then that pushes Cody's story ending, if you believe it's going to end at some point, into WrestleMania 41 probably.
Okay.
Wherever that is, London maybe.
We were just playing How Does It Feel to Be 38? Cody's 38.
Yeah.
Okay. Cody is, where is it? 7 days older than me. He was born June 30th of 85. Okay. And he's got miles on him, man.
He does.
He's been wrestling since he signed in Ohio Valley Wrestling in 2006. So he's been doing this for 17 years. That's a long time, man.
But what do we consider old in wrestling at this point now? Because I used to consider 38 old years ago. Now what Bobby's doing and Brock, I mean, Bobby last season in his late 40s.
Bobby.
I mean, he's still pretty viable. Looks great.
He does.
Brock Lesnar, same thing.
And Cody does as well. But like, I mean, Lashley's taking breaks. He's on a break right now, right?
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while.
Brock has taken numerous breaks. Brock's a part-timer.
More or less.
Right now, Cody's wrestling a lot. So do you start slowing him down? I mean, Bobby's 46.
Although you gotta consider the fact that Cody's injury may have actually, allowed him to rest up his legs a little bit, despite the injury, of course. But
yeah, but again, there's when you're repairing a pec, that's you're like you're repairing when you buy a brand new car and you drive it for 5 years. And your car normally gets you 10, but you have to put a new transmission at 5. Like, yeah, okay. Well, it might have bought you some more time, but there's also a chance that transmission's going to blow again, right?
This is true.
Like the minute you start fixing things, you're saving bumps on the bump card, but you're adding mileage at the same time.
Here's what I'll say. If we are going that route, who are the guys that make sense that should beat Roman moving forward, whether it's next year or even the year after? Who are the 3 guys you pencil in as, okay, this makes sense?
Cody
to beat Seth, given where he's at now in the company. Seth makes sense now because where he's at now in the company. I would have said that a year ago. Now I can see that being
Seth
making more sense
for sure.
Right, and then maybe if Gunther, if we believe Gunther is going to be the next guy in line, that's primed to be the next guy for this next era, the next superstar of the next generation, he'd be the 3rd guy. But it's a matter of when. I think right now in a small sample right now, I think Cody still makes the most sense. I think the press is when you pull the trigger, and to me. I know we discussed in the podcast months ago. The stage matters. When it happens matters too. Like him doing it on Raw won't have the same effect.
He's not winning that title on Raw.
No.
Nobody's winning that title.
Quite frankly, I don't even think SummerSlam's big enough for it.
From
It's gotta be
Roman
Mania.
Reigns, nobody's winning that title on Raw.
It's got to make sense. It's got to be on a big
It'll be
stage.
Mania,
Right.
or it's SummerSlam.
I don't think SummerSlam, honestly. I think it has to be Mania. I think Mania will bust, in my opinion.
Disagree, man. SummerSlam is becoming, or has become, I won't even say is becoming, has become the WrestleMania in August. It's in the same size stadiums. It's like because it's this year. It's not
right. No, I'm with you on that part, but the name value is still bigger at WrestleMania. And to me, have there been actually any really momentous SummerSlam title changes? Forget in the early days. I'm talking about like now, like in the last 15 years. I mean, I don't remember really anything significant.
Well, I mean, you got to understand the last 3 SummerSlams have been part of this Roman Reigns run.
Right. Roman losing the title is a significant, it's not just any title change. This is the title change.
It is.
This is Hogan losing Andre and on the main event on primetime TV when no one saw it coming.
Lesnar, Rollins beat Lesnar for the Universal title in 19 in the main event.
Right. But again, he didn't have the same feel because he
Reigns defeated Lesnar in 2018 in the main event to win the Universal title.
Right. But also the first thing to your point about Lesnar and Rollins, Rollins beat him also 3 months prior to that at WrestleMania. So it didn't have the same significance. My point is more so
SummerSlam was the crowning of the first Universal Champion in 2016. So I mean, if you're looking at it, I mean, prior to the pandemic, because in the pandemic is where,
of course,
in 2020, the Fiend beat Braun Strowman, and Roman returned, and then the God Run began.
Right.
The Undertaker had one of his last matches in the main event of SummerSlam 2015.
If this wasn't Roman Reigns' title, if this is any other random wrestler, insert whatever wrestler, it could be anybody. I would agree 100% with you on that.
Lesnar beat Cena in that in the where he ragdolled Cena
3,000 times, right? 2,000.
So my point is, if you taking away the pandemic from 2014 to 2019, the WWE has used SummerSlam for title changes.
Oh yeah, no question about that.
So it is a vessel that is a big stage, because at WrestleMania is where things change. SummerSlam is a night where things change. So I'm not sitting here saying that Roman's going to lose the title at SummerSlam. Right. I'm saying it could happen.
Oh, and it will
not be a mistake if it does. Do I think it will happen at SummerSlam? Sitting here today, I do not. At a SummerSlam, no. I think it'll happen at a WrestleMania. But it could happen at SummerSlam, and I don't think it's a mistake if it does. SummerSlam is on if Mania is here, SummerSlam has now gotten to the point where it's here. In the WWE's eyes, SummerSlam is right up there with a WrestleMania.
I'm just saying more than anything else that this is the reign. We're looking at this reign as the greatest reign in the history of the company, not just any title range. And that's why whoever is the one that takes off his waist, it's a significant. It's really, in the wrestling parlance, it's a where were you when this happened moment. So when Hogan slammed Andre, when Warrior beat Hogan in Mania 6, those moments, and I would argue that the way they're writing this story, bigger. We've said this on this podcast that this bloodline story is the best and biggest storyline in the history of the company.
It's the number one story.
So the payoff has to conclude at the biggest stage. And to me, and I'm a SummerSlam mark, first off.
Yeah.
But to me, this has to get paid off at Mania, because when you look back 20 years after the fact, let's say it's Cody. When the story is told with Cody, or anybody else, would matter. It's one of those moments. Oh yeah, that's when he ended the God streak, the God run. And WrestleMania is that another tablet into the WrestleMania portal of big moments.
And here's the thing: if the goal, and I'm not sitting here confirming that it is, but if the goal is for this run to pass Hulk Hogan's, that would be in September of 2024.
Yes,
You're going to be past SummerSlam. Okay, so if that's the goal, then WrestleMania 41 would be the next logical spot for Roman to lose.
I'm gonna be honest to you. Like, I'm not gonna put. If I put percentage on it, it'd be probably like 50%. I think that's in play.
I absolutely think it's in play. I want the World Heavyweight Championship makes 1,476 days, which would be passing Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
The World Heavyweight Championship that Seth Rollins is carrying is what makes that a viable option.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, given how much juice they squeeze out of the storyline, who knows where they go next?
Yeah, I mean, look, like Roman still has matches coming against Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
He has match coming against Jimmy Uso. I guarantee it. Somewhere in this line, he's going to have a match with Solo Sikoa.
Is it confirmed? Uso and Roman SummerSlam? Is it confirmed?
I don't think it's actually confirmed, but it's happening.
Right, it's gonna happen.
If you're paying attention, it's happening.
Right. And by the way, for the record, there is precedence. This guy's had a fantastic match of Clash of Champions in 2020. Fantastic.
Oh, it will be a fantastic main event.
I can't wait for it.
But there's a name I just said, Solo Sikoa, is a guy that could dethrone Roman.
You can get easily another 6 months, 9 months to a year. If you're telling me Solo Sikoa at some point turns on Roman or that wherever that story goes, Solo and Roman end up feuding. This extends to another year, probably another year of storytelling.
We could.
Who knows where it goes after that?
The careful thing is with this, and I know the WWE is treating this very carefully. You can tell the care and the thought that they have put into this story. But, and not that because I saw somebody on Twitter the other day say that they're winding down the bloodline story at SummerSlam with this match, and I'm like, you're not paying attention if you think that.
We thought about it 2 years ago.
But with
there he is.
There is going to be other legs to the bloodline story, or to Roman's reign that get away from the bloodline.
Yeah,
that is also going to be a tell of whether or not this ends at 40 or 41. But here's my thing. You can get to Cody and Roman at Mania, even if he doesn't Mania 40, even if he doesn't win the Rumble. But if he doesn't win that title that night, he's not going to be the guy to beat Roman. Now, if he ends up winning that title, that's a different thing. But he's not. I don't think you can tell the Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania story 3 times in a row.
No.
So I know,
and I don't think you can keep lingering Cody Rhodes as I gotta get to that title. I gotta get to that title for
right. Because then it turns into it's about time moment.
Right. It just you almost become tired of it.
So here's my question, and you guys might have already tackled it before I got here, fashionably late. Does Cody even need it at this point?
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah, because I feel like if you're gonna put Cody on that pedestal of all-time greats, and we look at Cody as a guy that probably could be an all-time great guy when it's all said and done. The title validates it, really, be honest with you. Well, it really does.
He needs to be champion one day. He needs to be a world heavyweight champion in some capacity in this company to get to the next echelon and be really made as one of the top guys ever in WWE, one of the biggest stars like that they've had. Certainly, he'll end up at least going down as one of the biggest stars in WWE of the decade, as long as he gets to that title reign. My thing is, does he need to beat Roman? Does it need to be that story that's getting
I feel like the Roman go ahead.
Well, because like not only is there another world title now that exists, that has already been turned into the workers title that, Seth Rollins is out there defending like his name is Orange Cassidy. But at the same time, he could still win the title, the Universal title, one day without necessarily being the person that beats Roman.
I think right.
We could be easily in a world where Solo's the guy that beats Roman, and then Cody beats Solo, or Jay beats Roman. I'm not willing to rule out Jey Uso world champion at SummerSlam, just for the record.
Really?
I am not willing to rule that out.
Remember, Joe was also, like myself, Joe is also surrendering himself to the story also too. So this is part of him surrendering himself to the story.
I mean, dude,
that's what happens.
It's like, okay, let me give it to you, right? Like, Roman Reigns is basically Scar, and WWE is Pride Rock, and I'm pretty sure Jey Uso is fucking Simba.
Yeah.
Like, he even kind of looks like Simba.
Look, I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that for TikTok.
Look, dude, like, if Jey Uso beats Roman Reigns and wins the title at SummerSlam, it will be almost on the level of Brock pinning Taker surprise.
Yes.
Because I don't think there is any chance that Jay's winning this title at SummerSlam.
Right.
Not a chance. And it's nothing against Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso is setting himself up in this current run to be a singles world heavyweight level title holder, like top tier title holder.
I almost think he deserves an Emmy award more than a championship, but he's not going to get an Emmy.
Also, why is the WWE, are they like, they should be eligible for those?
Yeah, it's that weird line where again, I think we should embrace more the fact that they're not just athletes, that they are entertainers, that they are actors,
this storyline deserves an Emmy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, and the truth is, like, look, actors on SNL get nominated in the lead acting categories all the time. Like, WWE is basically just sketch television.
Yeah.
Jey Uso could have had a supporting actor Emmy nom. I'm just putting that out there.
Paul Heyman should have a best supporting actor.
Oh, wow, question.
Like, it to me, it's on that level because I don't see it ending now. I really don't. I think Jay had his moment at Money in the Bank, and his moment is being in that match across from Roman on the WWE's second biggest stage.
So here's my question.
Okay.
If you had to choose which one to continue, and you can only continue one, do you continue the Roman Reigns title reign, or do you continue the Bloodline story?
Roman title reign. Because that's ultimately that ties everything in. That ultimately what ties everything into one. Because he can still lose the relatives, but the title still is what's holding him. The ultimate crown is the title.
You're saying as long as he's still champion,
it doesn't matter.
You never get the Solo, Jey Uso, tribal chief, all of that stuff. It's just Roman.
Yeah,
Roman,
like if either he
Roman
loses to Jay at SummerSlam. This is the what if, okay? Well, not what if. This is the like red pill, blue pill.
Right.
Either he loses to Jay at SummerSlam, and the Bloodline storyline continues, or he beats Jay and the Bloodline storyline is over, but Roman's reign continues from there. You get one.
I mean Roman's title reign.
Interesting.
Because ultimately, the thing that chops Roman down isn't the end of the bloodline; it's the end of his title reign. That's why it's important. We were discussing earlier about like moments. The reason why I think he has to lose at WrestleMania, whether it's next year or the year after, is because WrestleMania, while SummerSlam is kind of almost neck and neck, but WrestleMania kind of slight edge to most importance. This is being treated as the greatest reign in the history of the company. So whoever is the honorable person of being able to snatch the title from him, it's gonna be one of those moments that 10 years later, look at, oh yeah,
I don't know that I I agree with that. I think more people are talking about how the Bloodline is the best storyline ever. I haven't really heard a lot of people saying how Roman's the best champion ever.
It's a little bit of both, though. That it feeds one feeds the other.
I would say it's more the biggest title reign as opposed to necessarily the best. And I know that's a weird semantics argument, but like, I think that there's probably people that can make cases for better, like different best title reigns, because you can have a really, really good 2-month title reign.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if it ends because of like injury or something.
This is the biggest for sure, because it's tied to the best story the company's ever told. That's a really tough question, because there's a lot of intrigue to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline if Jey Uso becomes the champion / kind of tribal chief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what this is about. Roman came back from being sick and from the pandemic. He came back to take the title and take his rightful place at the top of this historic wrestling family. Now, what happens if the guy who dethrones him is within the family?
Right.
It's an in-family war. Yeah.
If I have to pick one of the two, I'm probably taking Jey Uso winning.
Yeah.
Because I love this story.
Right.
More than I love Roman as champion. Like, Roman as champion, yes, it pushes the story.
Yes.
But if that title is staying in the Bloodline and I'm getting to see what this dynamic is after, because like, if Jay's the guy that wins, Roman's not disappearing, right? Like that's the part that makes it really intriguing.
Right, exactly.
Jesus Christ, here goes the neighborhood.
Oh, hey there. Hey there, fuckers.
How high are you?
Well, I'm technically on the 4th floor, but my brain's on the 37th floor.
Pretty high.
Awesome.
You should have seen last night, Joe.
AJ, remember how I took the over?
Yep.
Wait, what was the over what?
We were betting over under on length of show. And he set the mark at 105 because it was going to be me, him, and Joe.
It started as me and him only at first. Joe just got
Mike goes up.
It'll probably just be the three of you because we're getting ready to go play poker. But I was just checking in because where else are you going to get a fabulous view like this?
Look at that.
What is that? Fuck, I can't see.
It's Vegas.
No, I know. Are you in the hotel room now? Or are you still?
Yeah, we're getting ready to leave right now.
Oh, okay.
I got Caesar's Palace, the Ferris wheel, the Mirage in my back. So, woo!
So in the spirit of being in Vegas, give us the odds that Cody Rhodes finishes the story.
Eventually, or at WrestleMania 40?
Whatever.
Eventually.
Eventually, 97.4. WrestleMania 40, 47.5.
Oh.
Right.
So are we calling the story just he wins the Universal title eventually, or is it that he beats Roman?
The story in question to this topic is winning what is currently Roman's title. Yes.
So he has to beat Roman.
Well, no, winning that title.
He has to win that title from somebody.
That's the title that his dad won.
So then, yes, he will do that eventually.
That's what I'm saying. 97.5 that it gets done. 47.5 that he beats Roman at Mania 40.
Yeah, that's honestly exactly what I was saying before you joined us. That like, I think Cody eventually wins the belt. I think he eventually, cements his place as like a top 10 guy of the decade in WWE.
Yeah,
I don't think he's the guy that's going to beat Roman.
I can see it.
Yeah. Whoever beats Roman is placed as a very important person, whether it's him or Seth or Gunther, doesn't matter. It's a big deal.
That's another topic in and of itself.
Changing the guard moment, what it is really at that point.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mikey, are you leaving us?
I'm out. Y'all,
all right, buddy.
All right.
See you later.
fun.
Next week.
See you,
Bye.
buddy. Later. It's a change of guard moment. I was telling Jim earlier on beginning the topic, like when you look at WrestleMania collages and like montages and stuff, and you see like Hogan slamming Andre, Warrior beating Hogan and holding the belt up in the air, all the great moments. Austin era begins. Whoever beats Roman and WrestleMania it happens, that's gonna be added to the another pill of montages of. And if it's Cody, especially, the story's ended. The story, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I can see that.
And if
view
Jay
it.
pins him at SummerSlam, that moment gets added to all the SummerSlam video packages. And it's in a big stadium also, and like yada yada yada. It looks great for them. Like that's like we got to remember, as much as WrestleMania is still WrestleMania, they're also trying to brand so many of these events as just as big as WrestleMania now.
No, I agree. I just think that if it was just any other title reign that's obviously all important, I would say yeah, whatever. But this is being treated as the title reign.
Bro,
That's the
he came
difference.
back at SummerSlam. This run,
It started at SummerSlam.
this run, like I know he didn't win the title until the next month,
At
but
Payback.
this run began at SummerSlam.
I don't think
24.
anybody envisioned this 3
No.
years down the road.
No, but this is where it started. When you go to YouTube
Right.
and you go to the WWE's YouTube and you find the 3-hour cinematic start to finish of the
Yeah.
Bloodline story that they had before WrestleMania this year, the first moment is SummerSlam 2020 when Roman Reigns comes back and he spears the Fiend and he holds the Universal title up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't at WrestleMania, dog. That was at SummerSlam.
Fair point. Fair point.
So when like this whole thing started at SummerSlam. I'm not saying that it ends at SummerSlam, but I'm saying you can't necessarily rule it out that it won't.
Oh yeah, and I won't at all.
But to Joe's question earlier, if, in my opinion, if Cody doesn't finish this story, which is winning Dusty's belt, and I'll be honest, I think he does at some point, whether it's him beating Roman or not. So but this is me just presenting this idea. If he doesn't, I don't think this run is a failure. Okay, his return to WWE is not a failure. I think if he doesn't win the title that Roman currently holds, I think he will be a world heavyweight champion. I think he'll be a world heavyweight champion either way. He is, first off, he returned to WWE and he wrestled at WrestleMania as the American Nightmare. He has one of the most memorable Hell in a Cell moments of all time.
Yep.
Maybe even second only to Mick Foley almost dying.
Yeah.
He is a Royal Rumble winner. He main evented WrestleMania as the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Again, with the music that is basically a middle finger to the McMahon family. The dude's already won. This run is already a success. This return is already a success.
Right. But being Roman puts you in the rarefied air conversation.
Absolutely.
That's the difference. It's the rarefied air part.
Absolutely. But I think beating Roman and winning this title are two different things as well.
Yeah.
Because if Cody doesn't beat Roman at WrestleMania 40, that part of the story is gone.
Yeah.
Then it just becomes he has to find a way to win that title.
I guess the question is how you land the plane. How do you land the plane?
Yeah.
That's a very, very important thing. All right. Anything else on this one?
No, I'm good.
All right. Guess it's my topic now. I know I've been paying attention to what's going on with the Kevin Nash podcast, which I'm a huge fan of course. But last 2 weeks has been fairly critical of LA Knight. LA Knight getting a nice little push here in the last couple of weeks, last couple months, actually, to be honest with you. Kevin Nash basically saying that LA Knight is virtually a copycat of, say, The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I just ask you guys this question: is the criticism of LA Knight by the Diesel, the Big Daddy Cool, is it warranted?
Okay,
So
I got this.
What exactly? So he's saying that like he doesn't necessarily understand the push because LA Knight just feels like a copycat. Is that
right? Pretty much, yeah, more or less.
Can you get the exact quote? I saw it today.
I'm getting right now. I'm getting it right now. Actually, speak.
Okay, we'll wait on you. Don't worry.
I mean, but without knowing the full context, but or the exact quote. I don't think it's just innately wrong for like older wrestlers to like question like the level of a push or something like that, or to say they don't necessarily understand something that is one of the bigger stories of today. I think sometimes, and shocking, there's tribalism in wrestling, but like with wrestling fandom, but like I think sometimes people get way too protective of eras, and they go, oh, well, this guy's just being a grumpy old man.
Of course.
So, and I think I've seen some extreme reactions to Kevin Nash regarding this, and I'm not even necessarily saying I support what Kevin Nash is saying or endorse it or whatever, but like I think too, like it's not inherently wrong to question what is going on with a push right now.
You want the quote here?
Yeah.
All right, here's a quote here. It probably makes a lot of sense. There's so many people that agree that LA is doing the Rock Austin thing. I mean, the guy's been in the business for like 10 years. Why didn't he get over anywhere else? I've always said that if you're not over in 3 years, it's just not going to happen. I would go down to NXT and ask the guy, how long have you been there? And he would say 4 years, 5 years. This was before NXT had his own show. He's basically saying that he's never got over until now.
So, okay. So the first problem with that is LA Knight was over in other places.
Yeah.
Like he was hugely over in Impact. He was the world champion at one point, wasn't he?
By the way, he does admit also another quote that he has not seen his work. So there's that.
So, okay, now I'll throw a flag on the yeah, he was a one-time Impact World Champion. He was also King of the Mountain Champion.
He did pretty good in the NWA.
He was NWA World Tag Champion. But he's been at the top of the card in NWA in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, like it's literally invalid to say he's never made it anywhere. And I'm saying this as someone who's never been the biggest fan of him. Like I never liked Eli Drake in Impact Wrestling. It was one of my least favorite things. But he was over. He was huge in that company. It's the reason why he's in WWE today. The reason why he got any attention paid to him was the work that he was doing in Impact and NWA. So
is it possible? Right? Is it possible he's copying attitude or stuff? Who cares?
So wait. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so let's break this down.
Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah.
Let's break this down. Because first of all, the original point that Kevin Nash was trying to make, which was, if he's so good, why didn't he get over anywhere else? Is invalid because he did get over some other places.
He was over in other places.
Yeah. So Nash's point already just dead.
Right.
But we can look at the other question, which is he only getting over because he's basically just doing Stone Cold Steve Austin? And the answer is kind of yeah. But he's doing it really well. Like, I mean, fucking, it's almost too bad that Owens is out there doing the stunner, because you could just have him do the
right.
Stunner
Exactly.
At this point.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything actually wrong with somebody who's able to have the same mannerisms and same energy as someone who was really popular 20, almost 30 years ago? Is it wrong to just do that again? I mean, isn't that just entertainment?
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Lex Luger was a different version of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle was a different version of those two. Like, but there was pieces of it's the American hero gimmick, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Chris
the guys
Benoit was a
guys
different
have
version of John Wayne Gacy. Like, it's
Oh,
all
Jesus
just
Lord.
connected.
Oh boy. Good
Ugh.
boy.
The Judgment Day is a similar, it's a morphing of like the Brood in the Ministry, right? So like tell me anything that is truly original in wrestling right now. I mean, there really,
Bloodline.
yeah, the Bloodline,
That's it.
Bloodline is really original. It really is.
but like there's also been family stories.
Oh yeah, no, we talked about it on this show one week. I think you were here. It was like if they had gone in this direction with the Hart Foundation.
The Hart Foundation could have been the Bloodline. The Von Erichs could have been the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Right. So family stories are just, this is another family generational story. The Bloodline is. So yeah, like there's nothing wrong with being a quote unquote. I mean, Ricky Starks is getting over as somebody that is kind of a play on
The Rock.
Yeah.
So,
and isn't this what we always look for too? Like back when TNA first started, everyone fucking had a hard on for Sonny Siaki because he could lift his eyebrow and kind of looked Hawaiian. I think he might be Hawaiian.
Sonny Siaki?
Yeah, look up, Google Sonny Siaki, look at that man and understand just by looking at that photo why everyone, when TNA first started, everyone was like, oh, that's going to be their company's Rock. It was totally based on looks and promos. But look at him and you will understand.
Is it S-U-N or S-O-N?
S-O-N. SONNYSIAKI.
Yeah.
See him right here.
Like,
oh my God.
Yeah. Everyone was like, oh, he's going to be the company's Rock.
That's literally Rocky Maivia.
On the fact that he kind of looked like the Rock.
Literally Rocky Maivia.
Yeah. Like
literally.
Well,
this is wrestling.
Yes, it's okay.
So, for how many years have we heard who's going to be the next Austin? Who's going to be the next Hogan? Who's going to be the next John Cena? Who's going to, like, we've always done this.
Yeah.
So if you're asking the question, who's going to be the next Austin? Who's going to be the next Rock? Why are you mad when somebody fills that role, quote unquote?
It's because he's jealous because no one's become the next Nash because everyone has really strong quads.
And okay. So part of that quote as well is if you can't get over in 3 years, then the gimmick doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. LA Knight first appeared on WWE TV at NXT Takeover Vengeance Day on February 14th, 2021.
So it's been 2 years.
Kevin, that's less than 3 years ago. So it doesn't, and here's the other thing that is getting lost in all of this is like we're supposed to kind of pretend that every wrestling company is its own universe, right? Like we know guys existed elsewhere and girls existed elsewhere. But like when you get to WWE, that's the first time that the WWE audience ever sees you. So it doesn't even really matter if he got over in TNA or NWA or anywhere else that he's been. Because now he's in the WWE. Right. He doesn't have to have been over in the NWA.
Right.
To be over or not in the WWE.
And truth is, plenty of people have been ridiculously over in places and then come to WWE and shit the fucking bed.
Or vice versa. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like it is a weird like stance to take, and I don't know if it's just to like gain
attention
clicks on his YouTube.
It's very much the case. That's not,
it's because people are talking about it.
Right.
So good job.
I mean, it is my favorite podcast, wrestling podcast right now, honestly. But yeah, and I love Nash, but he holds the L here in this one. He does.
Yeah, and yeah, I think because I mean, even wrestling, like I think if you would ask The Rock, like, how did you develop the Rock character? Like, he would probably say, like, well, he took probably some of it from his dad, some of it from his grandfather, some of it from movie characters, some of it from this. How did Stone Cold Steve Austin develop his character?
Fucking played someone from the Sandman, maybe. Like, you know what I mean?
You know, like, how did how did Triple H come up with his character? How did Shawn Michaels come up with his character? How did John Cena come up with his character? Like,
yeah, you have to go back pretty far to find some like actual original characters.
Yeah, generations ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
kind of like my belief how in Lucha Libre every wrestler is like El Hijo de yada yada or like yada yada Junior or Volano 17 or like. So, like, I like to believe that at some point only one luchador existed, and all of these have somehow like spawned off of him.
I mean, if you think about it, it probably originated with just a small handful of guys that began wrestling in Mexico or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and just as more and more people got interested, that's how that was born.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it is tied back to the very origins of it. But yeah, like, and honest to God, like, for years, wrestling and WWE and everything, like, people labeled it as like boring, or you can't create the next Austin, or you can't create like the next big star, this and that. So you have stars now. You have obviously the bloodline, and Cody's a huge star, and Seth is a huge star, and this and that. But like, you have a guy who, has been doing this sort of gimmick for a while, and he's worked and changed it a little bit. But like, he's 40. He like, I'm 38. You guys are in your early to mid 40s, right? Like,
I'm about to be 40. Yeah.
Like, what this guy grew up
in the era
when that era was big,
right?
So when you listen to Kiss or Aerosmith, and you listen, who were their influences? Well, I listen to the Beatles, I listen to this. So they kind of, like Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, however you feel about Kiss aside, they said like the thing that inspired them to be musicians was seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, and they just they wanted to be the Beatles, but like louder.
In Joe's case, it's Migos.
But then like, you have bands that started in the 80s that said like, they loved Queen and Deep Purple and Aerosmith, and we wanted to be like them but kind of make it our own. And then you had bands in the 90s, they're like, well, I grew up listening to Metallica, and I grew up listening to Iron Maiden, and I wanted to make it my own. So like, I don't necessarily understand where Nash is coming from either, in the sense that like, treating, in this particular case, LA Knight as anything different than every artist. Because if people want to call wrestlers artists and entertainers and this and that, entertainers take things from each other all the time.
It feels cliquish. It just feels very cliquish on my opinion.
Like,
no pun intended, by the way, for click in.
Right. But yeah, like, I mean, this is what artists do. You borrow ideas, you borrow styles, you borrow it's, I mean, like Old School, the movie Old School is the Animal House made in the 90s.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a very weird stance for Nash. Like I like Nash. I respect the hell out of him. I love the political stances he's not afraid to make. But
I love his political stances.
This thing about LA Knight, man, just feels like a weird take.
Yeah. That's okay. He can be wrong once in a while. It's okay. All right. Are we good there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
why
right.
not?
All right, that's last one. Joe, it's yours. You're a really cool and creative topic. I like it.
You mean the thing I came up with when I was really high?
I'm sure.
The tracks, right? So yeah, if you missed the news this week, the most important news in all of pro wrestling, Undertaker scared off a shark just by staring at it. It had the nerve to approach his wife, Michelle McCool, and he looked at it.
Awesome.
He looked at it and it turned around and went back home, like the baby shark that it was. So my real simple topic here is I'm gonna name a wrestler. We'll do maybe like 10 of these. I don't know. I'm gonna name a wrestler. You're gonna tell me what animal you think would be scared of it, and would turn around and just run away. All right. We're gonna start easy. Jake the Snake.
Oh shit.
A rat.
And why?
Because he's a snake.
What's funny? There was an angle actually.
Bad News Brown.
Yeah, there you go.
Was Bad News Brown a rat?
No, he used the sewer rats, the Harlem sewer rats. SummerSlam 90.
Oh my god, I love that. Okay.
Shit. A dragon.
A dragon?
Yeah, dragon.
Like the little lizard motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by dragon?
Yeah, and I'm referring to his feud.
I think like a dragon. Like
I'm referring to his feud with Steamboat back in '86.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It put those lights out. That is for sure.
Yeah.
I personally think the correct answer was rat, so Jim gets a point. All right. The next person, I didn't know we were keeping scores, but next person.
If I'm winning, we can keep scoring. Yeah.
Let's go with the head of the table himself, Roman Reigns.
Everybody's afraid of him. No, it doesn't make any sense.
It would be lion, because if he's Scar, you're gonna kill a motherfucking lion.
Oh my god, that's a good one. I'll go hyenas. Fuck it. Same
Jim gets the point. That was exactly.
I can't be.
That was 100% what I was thinking.
Yeah, I go hyenas.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's all right. So 2-0, Jim. Jim's gonna get a special prize at the end of this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wait. What is a prize from Joe entail? I'm scared.
All right. The next
Thank
one.
God I'm in Pennsylvania.
All right. The next one. All right. Seth Rollins. What animal is he scaring?
Leopard. Leopard. He always wears the leopard outfits.
Oh, good one.
You're good at this, fucking Jim.
I am good.
I go fucking ducks. What I don't know.
Ducks?
I don't know. Ducks.
Jesus Christ.
Ducks?
I get the point. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's a forfeit, by the way, for the record.
I also would have accepted cockatoos because I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins knows a thing about a cockatoo.
I mean, we've all seen the picture.
Yeah. All right. Ravishing Rick Rude.
Oh my god, that's a good one.
Cougar.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah, cougar. I like that.
You can't say it. That's my answer.
I know. I like that.
Yeah,
I can't take it. Fox.
Oh, okay. I like it. Cougar wins.
Okay.
But I like where you're going with Fox.
Fox
The other acceptable answer is husbands of all species.
That's fair.
Right.
That's right. Like
or Cheryl Roberts.
All right. All right. Road Dogg.
See, this would also go like I could also argue you rats or cougars here, but I'm not going to repeat an answer.
I'm going. Shit. Cats. Road Dogg. I mean.
Oh. Rabbit.
Ooh.
Rabbit. Interesting.
Why a rabbit?
I mean, I had a dog that killed a rabbit once.
Oh shit! Really?
So did I. So
Yeah.
did I. Me too.
Yeah, my dog that passed away a couple of years ago, when he was younger, he would chase bunnies around the yard. We never thought he would actually do anything to him, but like the bunnies had also like dug little holes under our fence.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess one time, like he was chasing a bunny around, and the bunny, like I don't know if he got like lost in space, but couldn't find the hole, and my dog caught him, and like when he just kind of like bit down on him, I guess it broke his neck.
Oh god!
Oh, shit.
And like killed him like instantly.
No, I had a dog also that killed a rabbit as well too. We had a Dalmatian, and then he.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
My friend had a cat that like caught and killed a pigeon once, which is it's really impressive because he did it from like inside the apartment. Like the pigeon was like on top of the air conditioner unit, and he somehow like got through the window, like there was a hole in like the gate, and pulled this pigeon in and killed it. It was horrifying.
Crazy.
Animals are scary.
They are.
They are, dude.
All right, but who are they scared of? All right, let's go with the next one. I do like 2 or 3 more of these. All right. Stephanie McMahon.
Cox.
I can't beat that,
These
bro.
were chickens.
Come on.
Chickens. Sorry, chickens.
I can't beat that, bro. That's fucking.
Jim with the point.
Get you in the point. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
2 more.
Yeah, it would help if I thought of these in advance. Let's see. Let's go with okay. All right. Rey Mysterio. And mind you,
Roosters.
most animals are bigger than him.
Jeez. Damn.
He's not
Roosters.
wrong.
Roosters.
Why?
Mexican.
That's racist, bro.
Yo, that's really racist.
I'll be okay.
Dang.
Damn, you were just like, yo, he must go to cockfights.
Damn, that's fucking rude.
Horrible human being. Jesus.
I'm gonna go
Dominic.
with giraffe.
Giraffe.
Because with the 619, he likes taking people off at the head. You got a long neck on the giraffe. He's gonna do that 619. It's gonna break that motherfucker's neck.
You put a lot of thought to this shit, brother.
Well, yeah, I take podcasting seriously, EJ.
I do too. I just think
Jim wins.
Jim won this like fucking from the time this fucking topic started.
Jim won this whole game.
Yes.
Absolutely. Jim, for your victory, you get to choose a week where Ernest can't join us.
I like that.
Choose next week, I guess, right?
Well, no, because if you're already gonna be away next week, then I'm gonna do a different one.
Right? Like that's a waste of a
That was the point.
prize.
That was the point.
It's like a throwaway.
That was the point, dumbass.
No, you don't get to pick my week for me.
I was trying to help. Okay.
Just
I'll save
remember
it
to
for the
tell
fall.
Mike that this is a thing that you won. He'll support it.
No, he will absolutely support it.
I'll throw me in a good time, man.
I'll do it
Hopefully
during football season when I'm tired of dealing with your ass on Huddle Up every week. I just don't want to talk to you on Thursday.
Just let me know, buddy. I use a week off. All right, rest of the week.
Oh, we
How
still
many
got to
do we
do
do?
that even though Mike's not here?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
still do them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each of us get 2, right? Like that's when.
Yes.
Okay. Who starts,
Yeah.
EJ?
I don't care.
Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, I'll go first. Just to piss off Kevin Nash, LA Knight.
I like it.
EJ.
Kota Ibushi debuted last. Well, not debut. He's all elite now officially. So I'll go Ibushi.
All right, I'm gonna go with the guy who made his AEW debut and is now all elite, Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne.
Yeah,
Is that Bruce's nephew?
Yeah.
probably.
I'm gonna take the whole Judgment Day because they won the main event on Raw.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Roman Reigns. Fantastic segment last week with the bloodline.
This is the point where Mike would yell at you for picking people who just did segments.
Who gives a shit?
That is true as well.
But that's also part of the show, so it should count.
I will. I mean, you count it because you made the pick, but Mike would still yell at you.
Yeah.
And I will take. And I know Mike loves him as well, but CM Punk. He beat Joe he beat Samoa Joe after 19 years.
That was actually a pretty good match too. I watched most of it.
I heard it was good. I didn't have a chance to watch it.
Well, I'll say too, I am one of those fans who watched them back in Ring of Honor back in the day. Like, I think I might even still have a couple of them on DVD. So, you know, I am the person that was built for, and I did appreciate it.
All right. I guess we went slightly over the time tonight on
Called it,
but we're in the pocket, right? Joe,
Yeah.
and they want to pull. Never mind. What am I doing?
You know better.
Well, you can find me on Threads.
Are you on there now?
I don't know. Have any of you guys signed up for Threads? Someone has.
I signed up for Threads. I think I posted one thread. Are they just calling them threads?
Yeah.
Threads. I don't know.
Threads.
Threads. Yeah. I post a couple times here, but that it hasn't been part of my daily consumption just yet.
What is it like? Is it like Twitter?
That's Twitter. Yeah.
It's kind of like Twitter Lite, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very similar to Twitter. Very similar.
I've heard some, I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were saying that it feels like a beta version of what the app's supposed to eventually be.
It kind of is still. You can't put memes there yet. You can't put GIFs there yet.
Oh, wow.
It's very primitive. And like, I noticed that, like, even once you start following people, like your feed is still filled with a bunch of people that you don't follow.
Yeah. Can't stand it.
Which I don't like. So until it becomes more of a viable thing, I'm not going to even pay attention to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm just, whatever. So, all right, Jim, want to plug anything?
You know me, Big Jim Sports on all platforms. Hit the link tree there. You'll get 3CT. We had we had our normal weekly live show. You're gonna get bonus length of the Tuesday episode this upcoming week. We went about 90 minutes on this one. So
really,
yeah, we went a little long on this one. I knew we were starting late here, so I was like, I'm already in the chair. If I get up and go upstairs, I'm never making it back down. So I'll be honest, I'm fat and lazy. So subscribe there. 3CT Huddle Up Podcast. We just dropped a new one last night. Continuing our off-season program. We have some more scheduled to get us through August. We'll be starting that up again live at the end of August. I've been meaning to record my observations for that, and also discussions with a nobody, but every time I try to do it, something either goes wrong or we run late on Huddle Up. So hopefully we'll get some of those. But again, hit the link tree on Big Jim Sports.
Of course. On Twitter at EJChristian7, Wrestling Podcast across all podcast catchers. Just did an episode yesterday with my our good friends Rob Arnett and DJ Minter. We actually ranked our top 10 comedians all time on the show. It was a really good episode. Had a lot of fun with those guys. My link tree as well too at Ernest Christian. My link tree has all my work there, all my my blog, my all my podcasts I do. But other than that, that's it. Mike, we'll see you next week. I'll be gone next week most likely. I'm going to see Mudvayne in concert, so I'll be out next week. So I'll be back.
You're not here, so everybody wins.
Yeah, right, exactly. Good night, guys.